Hello, everybody. Welcome to Records of Evil. Of course, we are. I'm once again joined by our team of villains who seek to rebuild their dark cult. We have, and I'm probably going to butcher pronunciations because I always do. Thurzi. Did I get it right?
You did.
Okay.
I think that's what we've just decided it sounds like. I don't know if it's correct.
That's right. How's Thurzi taking the new revelation that you're in a very strange, different place that you don't understand?
She is ready to tame said car beast at her own.
Tame this metal beast we have moved in.
She's very much enjoying them so far.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they seem to fight back less than horses, at least.
Yeah. Mishka, how is Mishka doing?
She's very confused. And at the same time, she's also very focused on, like, where are we going to restart this cult? Like, we need to get on this.
Yeah, it's like...
So she's a big mess.
Vassell, how about you? I think that's the answer.
Honestly, that kind of is. It's like,
Well, last time things went bottoms up bad with the cult. We'll say that. You were attacked by a group of probably paladins and heroes seeking to eliminate you from the world, and they did a pretty good job of it. Though a deal with the devil, or a devil, I should say, saved all of your lives and sent you to a different place than you're used to. It's the same but different. The mountain was the same, but that's about all that we can save right now. The mountain was the same. The place where you left out was the same, but there was a strange black pathway with weird magic lights on it, a building with a unusual half-orc who took you into his metal beast that he called a car and delivered you to some form of inn, which he called a motel. And that's where you're at now. You are outside of his car beast, or waiting around it, depending on what you wanted to do at the end there, as he goes in and talks to someone in this strange building. As I said, it's kind of horseshoe-shaped, with a number of other car beasts parked around, a pool of water that is fenced in, and it is still the middle of the night. Stars are out. They are blinded a little bit by some of the lights in this area, but it is a nice night. Cool, but not too cool for the desert. So, have any three of you doing anything while you're waiting for your friend to return?
I'm gonna go get a drink from that magical oasis I see.
Okay.
It's the cleanest water I've ever seen in my life.
It is. You have to climb a fence to get in there.
Oh yeah, I'm thumbing that fence.
Okay. It's a metal fence, which you haven't really encountered metal fences before. Normally they're just like wooden slats, and it's got kind of like holes in it, so you're not quite sure if this is kind of odd. But you climb it pretty easily. It's not great water.
Offer no protection. This fence would offer no protection against attackers.
There's something like odd about it. It's drinkable, but like it just tastes off.
Yeah, maybe I won't be drinking from this again. You know, it's a little funky. It looks clean, but it doesn't taste completely clean.
Hey, why don't you get out of there, friends? Yeah, I talked to the manager. She's okay with you folks staying here. You know that thing has got the camera on it. They're probably recording you. Like, you really should get yourself the stuff out of your system. No one drinks pool water. They got a tap in the room if you're really thirsty.
Does it have ale?
Camera, is that like one of those scrying eyes?
So,
Just yeah. Come on. I'll introduce you. So he's gonna lead you into like the I guess the front room of this building, which, from the best you could tell, is similar to an inn, except the hallways you would use to walk between the rooms and the upper floors are all outside. So it's a weird outside yet inside inn. Yeah. Unusual way of doing things, but maybe it helps here in the desert. Having an inn all out this way in an area that's very hot during the day. Perhaps that's why they do it. More aeration. This is Jen. She'll, check you in. What names am I putting down on the, ledger?
Misha?
My name is Purcell.
Mishka, Purcell, Thursday. Okay. Do you have last names? Any of you?
Why would you require that?
She's just gonna like kind of stare blankly for a second and just write down something, and she's gonna be like, whatever. Are you getting all... I got one room I can give to you, so two of you are gonna have to share a bed.
Fine.
Give me 1 second. I was going to say what I was going to say my clan name, but I need to look it up because I completely
What's going
forgot
on?
what it is.
Okay, you wanna watch Bugs Life on DVR? Interrupted by a small
I
child.
need one.
A Bug's life is worth being interrupted about, you know?
Uh-huh.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
If you need one, my name is I am of the Kaysen Naktari tribe.
I do have to apologize to you. We don't get a lot of your kind in this area. We don't have any special accommodations for you, so you're just gonna have to house the basic accommodations. Normally, we have a couple
Special.
like there's a couple special rooms, but not for scaly kind. Sorry.
That should be fine. I require no special treatment.
Well, that's great. Ice makers in the outside the rooms, down the hall. You'll find it. Unless you can put some coins in, TV only gets the basic channels. Free to use the pool. I noticed you looking around. I guess they were looking around at it. Yeah, looking around at it. Yeah. If anybody asks from the cameras, I'll make sure to know that you were guests or signing in or something. So if you want to use the pool, go ahead. It's open all day. Just be warned, it's not the best pool, and you know. Anyway, if you need anything, the number is next to the phone. You can just give a call for the office here. I'll probably help you out. But be knowing, if you do anything that breaks anything in the room, causes any kind of trouble, I will fully either charge you or my friend for having you stay here. And you got one night. Or you have to pony up some cash. Welcome to the edge of the desert. I hope you enjoy your stay. Your room number 5. Bottom floor.
Thank you.
She hands you a key connected to some kind of weird material that's kind of squishy yet hard. Seems something maybe like an alchemist would play with, except it's in the shape of a little diamond.
As we're walking to the room, I'm playing with Bingo. Kind of reminds me of hardened tree sap.
Yeah. Well, look, that's your room there, number 5. You guys still able to read? You're not so messed up? Right. I'm gonna go get back to my job so I don't lose it. I don't think I can take much more of a break. Great to meet you. Maybe stop by once you're a little less messed up. At night shifts for me. Most days of the week. Anyway. Night, folks. And he will leave.
He kind of like waves.
He'll leave.
I give a nod.
Get into his car beast. It'll roar to life again as he summons its energy, and then it will move and head back the way he came.
I wonder if that creature has a physical form that remains here, yet its spirit is summoned when necessary.
That could explain it.
Or maybe it's powered with.
Oh, lost you there.
You should just kind of said maybe it's powered with magic.
That's true. Alright, so room number 5. It's got a simple door, 5 on it, a basic lock that this key fits into. It doesn't take a lot of fiddling for you to open the door. Inside the room is, it's got a level dark, completely dark.
Probably good that they don't use key cards here.
Nope.
That was out of character.
Yep. As you kind of looking around, the room is completely dark, and you see no signs of any kind of light in there. Did any of you need light of any kind? I can't remember. Or do people have dark vision?
I have
Oh,
dark.
I do not.
I
do not have dark vision.
So yeah, Vercel, you're you can't see anything. The other two can see that the room has. Well, Vercel, you can see a little bit of it. You can see that there are 2 beds. They look to be double beds, kind of spaced apart slightly. There's a little piece of furniture in the middle of them. There's a couple of what looks to be dressers at the end of them, with a strange object, like a metal piece, but it's a kind of one half a foot wide metal piece that's a giant rectangle, but it seems to have glass on one side. That seems to be sitting there. You can see what looks to be a rest area of something in the back, a smaller room in the back, a little closet. You do see that there is some kind of, for those of you with dark vision, who would recognize that? Would either of you recognize that? Mishka, you're city-born, so you definitely would at least have heard of it. The occasional, the rarity and expensive of indoor plumbing. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It seems that this place here is much richer than you thought from the looks of it, as they have seemingly a toilet in a small closet in the back there. That or there probably maids will come by at some point in time to clean it. You're not sure which. You're hoping it's the latter, but you've never used it yourself. You've only heard tales of the upper class having put it in occasionally.
I'm looking around for a candle to light.
There's a strange lever on the wall next to the door. There's some
I ignore it. It is not a candle.
It's not a candle. There's some weird things that look like candle sconces, but with glass covering them. So I don't know. Maybe some of them are oil lamps. Some of them seem to have little spinny things on them. So maybe it's some kind of oil lamp where you kind of like flip it to like light it.
I get annoyed
Can you
and
just-
light a torch.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can we just like light a torch?
All right. You light a torch, and water begins to pour from the ceiling on your torch.
Oh no.
Of which soon, the lady from behind the counter, Jen, comes running up and is like, "What's going on here? I left you for 5 minutes, and you set off the fire alarm."
We were trying to get light in here. And then
What?
that, she points at the thing that's spraying the water. Turned it off.
And she's like holding something and like talking to someone. It's like, yeah, it's okay. We don't need you. It's fine. It's fine. I'll shut everything down. Okay.
She's probably seeing that I'm holding a put-out torch.
Yeah, that's kind of smart. Why did you start a fire in here? You can just flip the switch.
Which?
You have a
Flip what?
switch?
Click. As lights come on in the room above you.
Just scares the shit out of me.
And she was just like, whoa.
I was warned you were really, like, messed up, but I didn't know it was this bad. Look. At the end of the night, either you're gonna have to take care of this water damage and clean it up yourself, or, well, I'm not cleaning this up right now. You're gonna have to enjoy a soggy room. She's gonna take, like, a look around the room, kind of like walk around. It doesn't look like any of the major stuff was wetted. Looks like only your beds and the carpet. So, leave the door open, too, please. It'll air it out. This place is relatively safe, so you should be fine. God. This is the last time I have a favor of getting really messed up people in here. Whatever you're on, stay here, get it out of your system. Once you are back into like a more normal feeling, then we can talk about paying for this. Do not wander off into the desert. Thank you.
She kind of just nods.
kind of
and slowly
nod
backs
slowly.
into the room.
So now there is like a strange glass bar at the top of the ceiling, which kind of was really not that noticeable, is now apparently glowing and lighting the entire room, as if it was maybe some kind of mystical glowing crystal.
Magical lighting. This place is
There's a lot of
far too fancy
magic
for my
lights
liking.
around here. But this is definitely an upper class place. Like points at the bathroom area.
I'm gonna drag over a chair and start flicking the lights to see how they work.
Okay. Thunk, thunk, thunk. It seems to have some kind of like weird, not clinky glass over it.
Appears to be getting hot.
Well, you now have two relatively soaked beds. There's a couple of interesting things if you take a look around the room. There's a book on the table, the small table in between both of the beds, with a weird rectangular object with buttons on it. There's definitely like little closet spaces where you could probably hang up clothes. That's pretty obvious. The chest of drawers, if you investigate them, they're empty. Are any of you going and checking out the bathroom?
Mishka kind of grabs like the rectangle thing with the buttons and kind of just starts messing with it.
There's a red one in the one corner, and some of them have numbers. Others have words which seem familiar, but it's like the common's a little different from what you understand. you think one of them is like like a couple are abbreviated, so they're kind of hard to understand. One of them you think is a square with the word stop under it. But that's sort of the bottom. You're not sure what it would stop.
And she kind of just like presses all of them and eventually hits the one in the top.
Yep. The glass and metal box that was on top of the things will have this strange popping, and lights will come from it. There will be an image on it now.
Made her jump really bad.
Yeah. You will see there appears to be a elven lady.
Out of mere reaction, I drop my bow.
There seems to be an elven lady looking over some kind of map behind her with weird swirling mists that she's pointing at and talking about.
What is this thing?
The map appears to be of the the map appears to be of the region. Like, you can see Calimport in there.
I'm gonna go over
where we are.
I'm gonna the box and see if I can get her out of there.
No.
How did they get this tiny elf in here?
I don't know, but I don't think we should hit it. What if the lady comes back?
Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna step back and...
Perhaps we stumbled across some sort of scrying magic.
Can she hear us?
She does not seem to be responding to you. I hear voices.
I'm gonna try shouting in Elvish. See if she understands that.
No. No
I
response.
probably shouldn't be spouting this much about scrying magic. I do not have knowledge arcana.
Roll,
it's the only knowledge I don't have, though.
Roll an arcana. Maybe you know something about it. Just roll an arcana. Let's see how well you know. You know that scrying magic exists, so you can assume, like, the remote viewing magic. Again, like, 95% of the time you could just assume it's that. You have, like, no way of knowing any different types of scrying magic, how they work, so as far as you know, scrying magic.
Yep, okay.
There doesn't seem to be any sound coming from the strange box. She just seems to be kind of pointing and talking about it. Numbers are appearing in areas. Like, all of a sudden the map shifts, and there's these little, like, clouds that seem to be going, like, around the coastline with, they look like almost maybe, like, drawn rain clouds with little raindrops that are moving out of them, as if magical.
Nisha looks at the control thing again, the rectangle.
Yeah.
And starts hitting more buttons to see if it'll do anything else.
Okay. You tried pressing a bunch of buttons. Eventually, you press one, and you hear this. So keep attention for coming in from the south. It looks like a new weather system's coming in. So those of you at the beach, it's not going to be a bright sunny day tomorrow, but its temperatures should be fine. Expect light rains in the morning. By the afternoon, it might clear up enough that you'll be able to get down there in those swimming trunks and enjoy your summer. Then it switches off of her to what looks to be a mountain stream with a woman, like, bathing her hair in it. She seems almost, like, fae-like. And she starts talking about, like, she's using this bottle of she calls something shampoo in order to keep her hair silky sweet, as more effectively commercials start to run through. As you continue to hit some buttons, though, the block blinks, and now it appears to be a scene of a couple of people in a room. A goblin and a hobgoblin. and they seem to be talking about having an illicit romance together.
What's going on?
I feel like we're intruding on this. What is this?
Perhaps someone has left their No, but generally you have to. Yes, this seems strange.
She kind of like sits down on one of the beds and just kind of like watches it.
Yeah. Please roll me an insight check if you're just going to watch things for a while.
I too am going to watch things.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
No.
Vercel, what are you doing?
I'm going to check out this back room.
There is a kind of weird square cabinet of some kind, or like furniture, with a indentation in the top where it looks like maybe a pour station for like water, like you would have like a little basin, but it's built into it, with a couple of levers and a handle there, next to something that looks like you probably have at most experience with like mostly outhouses, so it looks like the seat of an outhouse, only made of like fine material and not like built into the ground. It does have some water in it, so maybe they keep water in there so things don't get foul overnight before the maid comes and cleans it out.
I'm going to take a look at this basin.
Mm-hmm. It has what looks to be maybe like... The best thing I can describe it is it looks kind of like the spout on like a fountain or something above it. And it's got a couple of like side, like little things that look like they twist. One on either side.
I spin one.
Alright. Water starts coming out.
I spin the other one.
Okay. Water still is coming out, but you begin to notice that water starts to get like... At first you touched it, like, oh, water. It's kind of cool. The water starts to become warmer.
Just to clarify, I'm messing with the tub one.
Yes.
Yeah. I said basin, I realized that could probably be misstrewn as the sink.
Yeah, you got the large basin.
Yeah.
Well, you could probably recognize it looks kind of like a bathing basin, but it looks built into the room,
yes.
Which is kind of unusual.
Yeah. Is there a stopper for it?
You can kind of play around. Give me an investigation check. Alright. You play around for a while. You figure out that you can actually, like... It does seem to have some kind of way of draining off the water on the bottom. Which is kind of unusual for a bathing basin. But maybe wherever they're cleaning out stuff is somewhere below the ground, so they can, like, get the water out of the way here and not leave it sitting in your room. Keep it a little fresh smelling, So that's what you assume what's going on. You do figure out a way to stop the water if you would want to use this as an actual bath. You also figure out that they have a... You were kind of wondering what this thing above you would be, and it seems to be like a shower of water that you can get from above rather than a stream to create the pool of water in the basin. You're not sure what that would be useful for, but maybe, if this place is rich, maybe they just want to, like, clean the dirt off of their boots with that or something. Just, rinse them under...
They appear to have some sort of strange rain simulator. Or rain creator. In here.
In the meantime, the two of you have found out that Torgan is in love with Zira, the Goblin Lady, but Torga has been engaged to another man, Thorn. And Thorn is not taking any of this.
She's like gasping every so often
Yeah.
whenever things like happen.
She isn't even gasping, she's just sat there like... Nothing else will distract her.
Yeah, the two others seem quite distracted by whatever this is. They're sitting on one of the soggy beds, just enjoying this. Oh, you're muted.
Sorry. Well, I'm going to fill the basin up with water, as I feel like it might be a nice place to sleep.
Okay. Yep. You'll make your own little pool of water to sleep in. Alright. Yeah. I want the... Mishka, Thursday... how late are you staying up? It's pretty late into the night. How long are you going to be watching this?
Honestly, probably until I fall asleep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, please each give me another set of insight checks, then. You can have that.
Okay.
Okay.
Why are my rolls so bad?
Mishka, you can kind of enjoy it. It seems as though, like, oddly enough, occasionally, both of you can kind of see this, that oddly enough, things switch off to showing little, like, scenes where they talk about items. Therzi, you begin to realize something about this after watching it for a while. Regardless of this is like... This is presented in such a way that it's like you're watching a play. You begin to realize that maybe like this is like a play that's being scried to this place. So maybe this play is going on somewhere, and anybody with a scrying thing can watch this. Maybe that's what this is for, watching plays. And maybe the button allows you to, maybe the controller, the thing with buttons, seems to allow you to find other plays and other things. Like, you begin to realize that the first report was probably, maybe some kind of divination channel, where they were talking about upcoming weather. They were predicting the weather in the future. You could probably, like, play around a few more and find that there are some other things. There seems to be about 4 of them. There seems to be a scene of someone either talking about the weather or information on, like, divinations of tomorrow coming up. The one where there was Torgan and Zira's lusty romance, which, again, you're realizing it's a play now. You're like, oh, that's why it's extra sultry. Ooh. There is one where there's a couple of human men that seem to be talking about something that it's really hard to understand, but you get that they're talking about business. So you're not sure why someone would want to watch people talking about business. That seems very weird, but maybe they're doing it so other people can learn about business. Maybe that's the reason by its existence. And the last one seems to be a image of some kind of sporting game.
I'm gonna keep watching the drama.
Mm-hmm. Eventually, they'll have an ending where they'll say, like, tune in next week for the continuing adventures of, the Gob and the Hob.
She's just, like, laying down now. She's just kind of disappointed that it's over.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a whole week in between plays.
After that...
Why does it take so long?
With your 23, I'm going to say that you kind of insight that maybe similar to how you've heard of plays being sponsored by merchants. Maybe these are, merchants have sponsored these very powerfully magical plays. That's got to involve a lot of magic. So that's why a couple of, like, those small breaks are different, like, merchants telling you, like, or scenes. Because each of them seems to be saying, like, you should use this. So they're suggesting things to use to help you out in your daily life.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I am personally a fan of that herbal essence I saw.
Yeah. It makes you feel Fae. It makes you feel the wild side and the inner Fae. After the... as you're both getting kind of tired, you'll sort of stay up for part of the next play, which seems to be very different than the last one. The next one seems to be some kind of competition with a number of folks competing with each other to do very stupid things, it seems like. You're not quite sure why anybody would, but maybe whoever's the winner of that gets a really good reward. You don't know. But they appear to be eating, like, unusual foods, doing things that seem dangerous. And all of you will sleep into the morning. For Sal, as you nap, you kind of hear something in one of your dreams. A voice. A familiar voice. Hey! Hey! Find me. I can help. Go. This place. Go there. History. Come on. It seems to be Zaren's voice. But it's like the last dream you have, and it's the one that sticks in your mind when you wake up. You saw a building briefly, and that you kind of imaged over it. It seemed like a very large building, maybe like... It looks maybe like a temple, or it could be some kind of university, maybe. But it's a large, mainly stone building.
Okay. Good to know.
And all of you will... Well, I guess you'll wake up first, because you probably went to bed at a reasonable time in comparison to the other two.
Yeah. Yeah,
The box is still on. They left it on all night. And other than that, it seems like it's light out. You're not sure what time of day it is. You could definitely feel already the heat coming inside from the desert. Because there's desert outside. Things seem drier though in the other room.
that's good. being a little suspicious, I'm going to cast Detect Magic.
All right.
Try and figure out what some of this stuff is.
Yeah. You kind of sweep the area with Detect Magic, and you don't pick up anything in this area. Even the strange box does not detect as magic. It seems unusual. If it's a type of magic you don't recognize, maybe, or maybe it's only showing the images, and maybe the source of the magic is elsewhere. That seems strange, though. You would think that this would still have some kind of magical signature to it, unless it's made of something that also prevents you from detecting it, which, if anybody can use it, because it seems like they were playing around with that, the box with buttons, and able to control it to a degree, but there's a lot of questions in your mind just by doing that.
Yeah. Why would someone go through the trouble of covering the magic in here? This makes no sense.
You'll hear on your open door. Hey, all right, a lot of you. Are you feeling better? Less messed up in the head?
She kind of like slowly lifts her head and like nods, but kind of just drops it back down.
Yes, I am feeling better.
All right, great. If you want to use the room, you got a couple more hours, you can, but I need you to get out for a second. Just stand outside there. Don't worry, it'll only take a second.
Take the slightly damp blanket with me and just wrap it around.
She's gonna kind of like pull it off of you, and she's just, it's fine. You can use it in a second. I'm just gonna put it down. I would have done this last night. I would have done this last night for you, but the manager needs to be here for me to be able to use it. So she's gonna put something down on the carpet and play around with it for a second, and everything around it begins to sort of dry out. She then plays with it a little bit, and it looks as though it also seems a little cleaner and better.
I kind of gesture my detect magic towards it.
Yeah, that seems magical. After it seems to be done, the magic is gone from it. You're lucky these aren't particularly expensive, but I will be adding it to the bill. It's more expensive than the older days when they just have to charge you for repairing the room. That would have been really expensive.
Thank you.
Yeah. She's gonna throw the little strange, like, box that seems, which you can tell your deck magic is no longer magical. Probably was like a potion, or maybe something like a once used magic item.
Well, yeah, I figure it's a very basic magic item.
Yep.
Probably contains some sort of prestidigitation magic.
And some mending. Yep. Because it did look to be doing a slight repairs too. Quick clean, quick fix. For all your exciting morning needs. She'll kind of do off on a jingle as she throws it to you. Sticks in your head. Anyway, you folks have a couple more hours. I'd like you to be out by noon, just in case we get somebody that would need to use the room. Yeah, we're not particularly busy, but if you're not going to pay, I kind of have to say that. If you need to wait for a ride or something, feel free to use the pool for a couple more hours afterwards. But, yeah.
Well, How much does a room cost?
It's only 50 a night.
50 gold.
Oh, gold. Oh, yeah, right. No, dollars. You'll have to move out of your personas and actually get some actual, currency here. Sorry, I'm gonna step back here out of game because I should probably use, because Calimport, it feels very Middle Eastern-y, I should use something like ruples. So 50 ruples, we'll say. Is that Middle Eastern? I don't know. I can't remember my monies.
Oh, I can barely work with dollars and pounds. Like,
Yeah.
You know what? We'll mimic Turkey. It's the lira. I like that better. The Calimport lira. There we go.
Nice.
Yep. It'd be, it's 50 liras. If you have some actual gold on you for your little stunt, I can't trade it in here. There's some places in town that will trade in gold for cash. If that's all you have left on you, I don't know. It seemed like you were messed up and didn't have any cash on you. You were wandering around a desert, so maybe you got high and got robbed, but someone was stupid enough not to take your gold. I don't know. Or if it's only like gold plating something, they didn't care, you might still be able to get a chunk for that. I don't know the current exchange rate.
Where would we go for that?
There's a bus that comes out here occasionally. It doesn't normally stop. We can... there's a light outside. I can turn it on. It'll stop by when it's coming out from the north. It'll take you into town.
Out of character, is there any potential that I have heard of the concept of fiat money?
Fiat money.
You know what that is, right?
Yes.
It's money that's representative of a value.
Yeah. Please give me a very difficult intelligence check.
Just flat intelligence?
I think just... Actually, no. History intelligence will work. If you want to do that. No.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Anybody else is free to roll that if they really think their character would care to know about these things.
I'll have a look. I like money a lot.
Mm-hmm. Nope. So, no, none of you.
I don't like money that much.
Yeah. Not that much that you know about, like, probably when it came to your history, like, merchants would probably have used that occasionally more than actual countries. For specific tasks. Within their own companies, maybe. Well, I gotta get back to work. There's a desk to run. If you want, I'll signal the bus. Or you can walk in. It's only a couple of miles into town from here. 10 miles. It's not too difficult. You can probably go. I'd recommend getting a drink of water from the sink before you go.
Oh, I have a question.
Sure.
Have you, trying to think about this. To research, I'm gonna try and actually play up the part, I guess, that I think we're doing. I would like to visit a specific location, and I try and describe what I saw in my dream. You know where that may be.
That might be one of the museums? It sounds like it. You're gonna want to go to the Southern District. Just outside the, commercial, just outside the, public port.
I nod.
I don't think the bus will take you that far. Bus should take you around into a part of town that's like midtown. You probably can find a place. Whoop! Out of my fan. Falling over. Probably find somebody that might be able to get you some money, or someone that might be able to help there. So if you have something on you, like gold, maybe. I don't know. After that, you probably have to take another one of the bus lines inside the town, or a taxi.
Thank you.
She'll leave. As she's like entering the building, you can hear her yell back, "I'll let you know when the timing for the bus then. Just remember, out of the room by noon."
Okay.
I look at the sun to see its position, to see how much time we have.
You think it's sometime in the morning? It hasn't quite... You're not even sure what time of year it is. I mean, for those of you who are paying attention to weather, it can give the information of, it sounds like it's summer sometime. So, high noon is probably relatively close to, like the top, high noon is probably close to noon, relatively speaking. You would assume. So what are you folks doing when you've got time on your hands?
We should probably change his clothes really quick.
Okay.
And after we step inside, I'll actually close the door this time and say, Zarin came to me in a dream last night.
What'd he say?
He told me to find the building, which I previously described. Something about, well, that's where we need to go.
Okay. Cool. Did he say why we needed to go over there?
I forget. Did he say why we need to go?
Nope.
Okay. No, he did not. I suspect it will become apparent when we get there.
Alright.
Alright, so you can enjoy some time in the room for a few more hours at least. You're not sure exactly when, just because none of you have a watch, nor, realize that there's probably a clock somewhere in that room that tells you time. But... Anyway, we're going to take...
They probably wouldn't understand the clock anyway.
Yeah, it'd probably be like digital, and you're like, there's numbers here! I don't know what they mean. But yes, we're going to take a quick break here, a couple of minutes. If you need to use the restroom, grab a drink, grab a snack, go ahead and do it. And we'll be continuing then after that. So see you in a second, folks.